I want to talk about this Rolling Stone article written by Tessa Stuart declaring the GOP Civil War between Nick Fuentes and the Establishment GOP over, with Nick Fuentes and his Groyper army being crowned the victors. For those of you who don't know, Nick Fuentes is a young, far-right, neo-Nazi agitator who emerged out of the alt-right environment of the late 2010s. Almost as an even further right rival to Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA, with whom he had multiple clashes with over the years. He has said Hitler's really cool and has repeatedly cast doubt on the existence of the Holocaust. He recently opened up what some in the media have called a civil war inside the GOP when he gave a fawning interview with Tucker Carlson, sparking some token Republicans to condemn Carlson and telling Americans that Nick has no place inside the MAGA conservative movement. As this article argues, those statements really went nowhere. Trump said he was okay with Tucker interviewing Fuentes. Vance was gone radio silent, and now Fuentes is everywhere. I saw him just the other day being interviewed by Piers Morgan. Well, I think this is a great piece, and everyone should definitely read it. I would differ from the idea that Nick Fuentes just won this civil war. As soon as the media kept hyping that there was infighting inside the GOP, I was one of the first to say there's no civil war going on here. Because Nick Fuentes won the minute he had dinner with Donald Trump a couple years ago. You can read that piece over on my website. I'll place a link in the notes below. Trump, as leader of the Republican Party, has made it clear that he is at best ambivalent to Nick Fuentes' influence in the GOP, and at worst more than fine with Nick and his Groyper army. Even the ones speaking out against Fuentes are just poor messengers when it comes to defending American liberal democracy. Some of Nick Fuentes' fiercest critics have mainlined white supremacy and illiberal dogma for years. Mark Levin, Eric Erickson, Ted Cruz, all have in some form or another pushed the Great Replacement theory and supported Trump's unprecedented seizure of power. Even look at the people in the anti-Trump camp. Just after Trump bombed Iran, John Podhoretz of Commentary Magazine tweeted this out. He said, Trump could use Shylock all he wants. Shylock being a racial slur for Jewish people. Here's a tweet from far-right culture warrior and Fuentes critic, Christopher Rufo. Not the most credible people to lead the fight against neo-Nazi fascism, is it? And you know what? Nick Fuentes knows this, and is exploiting that hypocrisy to his benefit. He even alluded to it after insulting J.D. Vance's wife. On top of that, you have a young generation who are coming of age in an era where all they know is Trumpism. They saw Charlottesville rioters praised on TV and January 6th rioters pardoned. Many of these young kids are now staffers and campaign workers in Republican politics. Hell, I've met a few of them. America became painfully aware of this during the text messaging scandal, in which several young Republicans across the country were caught trading neo-Nazi memes with each other. Until Republicans are willing to come to terms with who's at the top of their party, they're not stopping Nick Fuentes or the neo-Nazis from taking over. At this moment, the Republican Party simply does not have the antibodies necessary to stop Nick Fuentes and his neo-Nazi movement from metastasizing inside the party. I know this seems bleak, but I do want to end on a positive note. I do believe Democrats have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to build a lasting pro-democracy coalition that speaks to the issues that matter to the American people. By speaking frankly, addressing past shortcomings on issues like immigration and the economy, and just delivering basic results. Democrats could undercut a lot of support that's energizing these movements and convince a lot of people to move over and support their candidates. That said, thank you for listening. And as always, please support my writing on American politics from the perspective of a recently exiled GOP operative who couldn't stand the GOP's descent into authoritarianism by visiting my website at the link below. And please consider subscribing today. Thank you so much.